No,
Dude, I feel
seriously.
deprived too. Yeah, I'm
Seriously.
getting deprived. Oh my god.
But man, when you have such a crazy, crazy stream session, you need a break after that, man. You need a little break
It's
after
true.
that. So
A
you
little
guys
tiny
watch any
break.
WCS? Let's just try to knock some of these out real quick.
Okay, knock him
Oh,
out. I was there.
Yeah, I was there too.
I was there.
desRow, you watch it? Or you too busy? You
yeah,
busy
no,
doing the other
well,
stuff?
well, yeah. I watch some of the games. SOS is very brilliant. Polt got owned. That was good. And
Polk got owned. That was
I
good.
love to. Okay, so I
Nice.
love to root against ferrets. So Polt is like the most favorite. But then I love J-Dong. So like I'm secretly in love with J-Dong. And then, it was a good show. But I wish the first person point of view stream was on the separate stream the whole time. I felt like it was a little bit lazy to just do it on the last day.
Yeah.
How was it at the event? The crowd, it wasn't the same as Toronto, right, Alex?
It was Anaheim. What do you mean?
Well,
It was the
well,
Anaheim Convention
Toronto,
Center.
like it would have been better to end on
1 second.
Toronto, right? Maybe.
What do you mean?
Like if
Oh,
if
like
the
Anaheim.
whole
Are you,
if the
I went to
whole
both
system would
events.
have stopped at Toronto, it would have
Oh.
been like a better ending. No?
I don't know if I agree because like the thing is the NASL venue and the convention
Hmm.
center was like so small compared to Anaheim and its surroundings.
Oh,
Like
okay.
literally one
Well,
eighth.
then you people were lazy. You need to cheer louder. I wish
Oh, okay.
Toronto
So
was.
everyone
Dude, it
going to
was loud
BlizzCon,
there.
hold on, he has a point because Canada like they had a different level of passion. Like I went to both events. I'm the direct source on both of these.
Yeah, but it didn't come
Um,
through the stream either. The Canada didn't come through the stream either.
so Canada, you could tell they were into it. Like walking around them, there were guys like shaking because they were so excited, and I'm not even kidding.
Did you
Because
not see
they're
that
so
guy in
deprived.
red for that J in the
I know that's
finals?
one example, but
Oh
I'm
my
literally
god.
everyone in the Canada crowd were so excited about the event being there. Now the thing with BlizzCon is there are a lot of people there for StarCraft 2, obviously, but the main attraction wasn't the StarCraft 2 event necessarily. Like a lot of people were there for the Hearthstone stuff, the hero stuff. Like it's a huge,
Yeah.
massive press event. Like Conan O'Brien was doing World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
Like
That was crazy. Yeah.
like WCS, as much as we like to think, I mean, it was a big part of it, but I mean, as far as the crowd is concerned, like it wasn't near the energy level, but it was still an awesome crowd. Still a lot of people there, and it still proved that a lot of people still watch StarCraft and enjoy
Yeah, I
it.
mean there were probably like
There
seventeen
was some.
thousand people watching it.
Oh,
There,
it was fantastic.
if you combine both rooms, and so I'm gonna get your opinion. What happened to J Dong in the finals?
To me,
Cannon Russia's he's good, but like sometimes I feel like PVZ is purely about strategy and then mechanics. He was clearly a better mechanical player than SOS, but he got outsmarted.
Well,
That's simply that.
the thing is he had game one.
Yeah, I
SOS
know.
started with the counter rush. He handled it, and he was on the doorstep of winning. And then
Hmm.
he just let it. He in my opinion, he kind of let it. He threw it a little bit.
Yeah, no,
Um,
he did, but yeah, he did. But Akelon is the Evan of Avilo and shitty players that turtle. Because you can't. Where are you gonna like do multi prong? He fucking sits at his fourth and natural upper ramp.
so
yeah, but
So Akelon's not a good like show of skills. Well, I mean like Jedong has to adapt too, but like Jedong's the better player mechanically. You can't count Akelon.
you can't guess that somebody's going to cannon rush you two times in the finals
I
of the
mean,
WCS.
come on.
Oh my
This was the
god.
like y'all are talking about such little thing. This was like the last match of an entire year of
It
games.
is.
Yeah.
It
And
is. But we're talking about the finals.
a part of me doesn't necessarily like that the biggest storyline was what happened to Jadon. Like that's the first question that's asked. Like SOS? Are you kidding me? 3-1 against Hero, 3-1 against Pol, 3-1 against Bomber, and then he 4-1's Jadong. That kid was on fucking fire. And he deserves credit. So
Oh
I
yeah,
personally
he
get a little
deserved a
bit
lot of
upset.
credit. But
Yeah,
but
I
like
get a little bit upset when the first thing, and I'm being unfiltered right now, Chan man, it's
it's
happening.
fine. It's
When the
fine.
first question I hear, the first thing people ask is like, "Oh, what happened to Jadong?" Sure, like everyone wants Jadong to win, but it kills me when someone like SOS who just played a phenomenal tournament when that storyline isn't
Okay,
built.
so
That
this
everyone's
is
going into the
okay.
play.
So let me explain to you why I started with that question. It's because everybody
Okay,
still
go on.
doesn't think SOS is. You know, if you look on Twitter, they're talking about the best player in the world. It's not the person who won WCS. It's
Yeah,
you
and
know,
that's a shame. It's a bit of a shame because it
You
was
know,
the World Championship event. Decided
isn't
to,
that what
you
this
know,
event's
make-
supposed to be?
yes,
It's supposed to
find
be
out who was
culminate
dude,
into a.
Yeah,
the
but
guy won
people.
the guy
No,
won
no, but people.
100,000. He doesn't
Yeah,
need to
but
tell. He doesn't need people telling him that he's not the best after winning all that money.
yeah, but as much as people are biased about not wanting hometown heroes, they're gonna take the like most consistent and or friendly Korean looking like Polt and Jaedong, and they're
What
gonna
are we
root.
talking about then?
We're not talking about them. I mean, we're talking about.
What are we talking
We're,
about? Like,
but we're talking about just people always wanting like their favorite or hometown to win, and Jaedong was
so-
the favorite. So people were just like way too disappointed that he didn't win again
which
instead
is
of
sad
being
to me.
happy.
Yeah, but
And then Protoss being cheesy. Like people are scrubs. They love to think the game's broken or that Protoss like is a low skill race. So of course they're gonna disregard SOS winning
Dude,
over
like
and just talk about Jaedong not winning.
Okay, I mean, so Des, you mentioned it right off the bat. Like Jaedong is mechanically the better player, so a lot of people
Yes.
associate that with being
is he
the
like?
better player. But SOS strategically was
that
definitely superior. I mean, he came in with
Who's the best player? Like, I'm not gonna
Dude,
watch
I-
a championship event asking who's the best mechanically. Like, I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah, no, SOS
wanna
was
know-
the best player. But he was. But it's people, man. Like people are scrubs. They just they get cheesed by Protoss on the ladder. They're like, fuck Protoss, what the fuck is this? They're not objective. So
Well,
of course
I mean,
they're gonna be like,
it's-
why Jaedong lose?
you call it cheese, but the thing is that he
You
had
are.
a follow up to it that
Like-
was very refined. So
I
I'm
can
not-
talk about my
Yeah.
I can talk about
I'm
my
not-
experience watching the event, right? Like people
Yeah.
can say what they want at the end of the day, but at like on Sunday, I'm in that crowd. There's so many people. You got Bomber, SOS, Jaedong, Maru playing StarCraft in a period where everyone's kind of doubting StarCraft, and then you're having like 150 plus thousand people watching on stream, and like there's only standing room at the place. And then you have it's like a nicely balanced Final Four. You got a Terran, a Zerg, a Zerg, a Protoss, and a Terran. And then you got a Protoss Zerg at the end, and then you got SOS winning $100,000. That's what I'm thinking about when I'm watching the game, and not necessarily Jaedong has so much story. Right? Like it would have been great if
it's
Jaedong
not even
doesn't-
about. It's not really even so much that necessarily Jaedong winning. It was just the games, just how they played
Yeah.
out, which has been happening a lot.
Which is
Honestly,
another
let's just be
topic.
honest. The finals
Sure.
of all these events have been terrible. So that's what I'm getting at. It's like there's always somebody
Sure.
that's strategically so much superior than the
I
other
just
person.
want my main thing is making sure SOS gets credit because I honestly after
Oh,
that
yeah,
event, all
sure.
things considered, I don't necessarily think he got enough credit for just how amazing of a tournament he had and how much StarCraft he played, and that his feeling like when he's running out there getting that trophy, $100,000. That's the story that needs to be emphasized, and that's what people need to be walking away thinking about.
Yeah, but it's hard to think about
need-
SOS winning when people he's like a Korean. It's really hard to. It's much
Yeah.
harder to enjoy SOS winning than it is that Jaedong's winning. If Jaedong wins, the internet breaks. Everyone loses
because
their shit.
No, it's just because we have an affiliation with Jaedong because of
Yeah,
Korean history. I
I
mean, they're both
know.
Korean, but we
But
have
that's
this
the
like
point.
he's a
That's
legend.
why
right?
like people
Yeah.
didn't talk as much about SOS winning because they didn't give
Yes.
a fuck.
Right,
But
and
it's
that's
sad.
maybe
It's
that's the
sad,
problem.
but it's the truth.
Well, maybe that's the problem then.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying there is a problem, but I'm just saying based on my perspective.
You are
like-
saying there's a problem. Don't say there's not a problem. You're saying there's a problem.
like my issue is like the way the community kind of viewed it at the end. Like I feel like it was a finely run tournament. It was very exciting. I think Blizzard did a lot of things right. It's just maybe if it could be improved because I like talking about how things can be improved. Like that's it. And I feel like the SOS story maybe it wasn't told 100% well, but I mean that's maybe that's the reason people were on Jaedong, right? But everyone's gonna have someone they're rooting for. Is the bottom line and.
Yeah.
Maybe SOS next time will, maybe now he has a huge fan base and a lot of people will be looking out for him,
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, did you think the cast? Did you think the people there? I mean, the actual production team was emphasizing it too much.
I don't know.
I mean, the crowd. Come on,
I
the
think
crowd
people-
wanted Jaedong to win so
They
badly.
did.
It
They
was
did,
it was like
and-
watching
and that's
Nannywog, in a Nannywog game or something like that. It's
So,
just-
like, you know how in the Super Bowl they split it up half and half as far as the crowd is concerned, and then you're kind of automatically get a concentrated amount of fans for each side. So when there's the crowd audience, like it's not like it's a home away game. It's very even, very neutral. And I was in that crowd, SOS Jadong, and obviously there are a lot more people into Jadong, but. It's interesting. I don't know. It's esports. People like I don't know if there's a fix, but it's just an interesting phenomenon, kind of a thing, you know.
Yeah. And so it
Like
leads
I'm
back-
not trying to say anything was bad or good or whatever, but
But
it's just-
as much as like yourself and some others, a lot of other people, always detest kind of storyline. People talking about storylines in these tournaments and stuff. That's what it comes down to. The epicness of these
Yes.
tournaments
Storylines
comes down to that. And why do you think TI3 was so big? It has a lot to do with what happened at the end and who was there at the end, more so than just how the event was run and that sort of thing. So that's what we're hoping for. We haven't had that happen in so long. What Nesty MVP? Maybe some that's happened maybe once or twice. But when's the last time we've had just an epic final that we could all just be like, that's it. That was what StarCraft 2 is supposed to be about.
There's so many variables that go into that epic final, and we're gonna get one of them soon. It's gonna happen. It's inevitable because eventually
It's
the
not
good
gonna
players are
happen
gonna
until
keep
it's
winning.
region locked. You realize that, right?
No.
All right, so Axel,
because the favorite Koreans are like, except Jadong, are like Code A level in WCS Korea.
I mean, it
So
depends on
every
your
time
perspective.
what?
It depends on your perspective. Looking for as a StarCraft fan, what I look for as a StarCraft fan, I'm a caster. I feel like I know a lot about the game. I like high competition. I love seeing the best players play. That's what excites me the most. Now that might be different from your perspective, but all these, but then
The
that
best
creates a different
players
story.
are not playing the game. If the best players were playing the game, then you'd have like 9, 10 players from WCS Korea, but none of them travel to international events. So then you have players like Eero, Alive, and DuckDuck who were struggling to stay in Code A at the beginning of 2013, who get to the top 16 of BlizzCon. When you have players like Sue, Symbol, there's a range.
Sure.
You have all those players
So
who
it's
are
not
not
about
getting
the
to
best
BlizzCon because of the system.
It's not about the best players. It's about our favorite players actually being there in the finals and
okay.
fighting for it. You know what I mean? And hopefully the
and
best
that-
players are those people. But right now they haven't been in a while.
Yeah,
So
but then
Yeah,
you,
like
just-
do I want to see an American versus a Korean in the finals of WCS? Yeah, I think that'd be amazing. That'd be fantastic. But the Americans aren't good enough. I don't believe in placing a handicap.
again,
kind of a
Scarlet.
thing.
just
Like,
do,
if we're talking
the
foreigners.
Residency region locking, so only like the rich Koreans stay, like the very favorite ones, the one that can afford it, like Eero, Polt, Jadong.
Like here, my thing is like I'm looking at the final 16 players at a World Championship, and in my mind I'm saying, okay, are these the best 16 players? Because if you're giving out $100,000, they better be. And this tournament,
but
WCS,
you're biased. If they're not.
Okay.
Do you want to have WCS Korea, man?
Well, I'm biased.
You want
I mean,
me to thank you when Eero was Code A at the beginning of this year and he kept losing?
so like how then how do you define the best player? I guess that's what it comes down to, right?
Well,
Do you go to
WCS
Alec
Korea is
Gulak
the
at the end of
hardest
a year and look at the statistics and say, okay, these best 10 players according to Alec Gulak, these best 10 players according to these statistics,
Yeah, but
they should be at the event. So now you're trying to define that, which you can't. WCS is Blizzard's attempt to make that top 16, right? Chris, do you have any thoughts on that too? Like,
I mean,
it's simply.
the top 16 folks. I mean, give or take, maybe 4 of them. I think we're there. Okay, like the top 12 players are probably definitely.
Dude, this
there.
tournament was amazing. Look
I know.
at these names, man.
No, but
Canelo,
but leading into it, we did have a bunch of people fighting for a few spots, right?
Alive and DuckDuck is the perfect example of why the best players weren't there. And
No, I mean,
Eero had
again,
great results.
guys, they're at the bottom of the 16. They it was still up in the air leading into the last few weeks, right? So those spots, you could have argued that, but the top 12 spots were the best players. I mean, you can't.
Yes,
They were the best players in the whole year, so we can't even
and
argue
DuckDuck,
that, right? So
DuckDuck beat Innovation, so I don't know how you can use.
DuckDuck won his region, like.
Yeah.
I mean, you
Like,
can't.
Man, he was still
if
code
Ducklet
A.
didn't do
Like
what he
you
did,
put
he
him in
lost
WCS
0-3.
Korea, and he's another like sperm of a fish in the sea.
I mean,
That's
it's not unfair. Yeah, it's not. That's not an unfair statement. But given the system, given
Yeah.
what we're going by, which is something that tangibly gives you a point system that's supposed to rank them, we have to go by that, right? You can't go by just if they were all in the same league and they played each other, like what would happen, right? I mean, you can't do that, and
yeah.
we don't
But-
want. We don't think we want to do that, quite honestly.
Yeah, but like, okay, so the Kispa players are never gonna travel consistently, so you just need to give more points to WCS Korea, make it even. And then next year, even if there's no region lock, then I'll be like, yeah, sure, we have the best players. But until then, until going to more foreign events like month in and month out, we'll always give advantage to players on foreign teams
Well,
that have a lot of
so
money,
here-
like Alive and Eero.
So we're talking about just figuring out a system to get the best players there, and that's what they've been trying to do this year.
That's
But
they're
the-
trying
but-
to figure out the right system.
But the thing
I
is,
don't-
like what I've been
they've
trying
shown
to,
they're flexible too.
but what I've
Yeah,
been
go on.
wanting is not only having something that does represent having the best players in the tournament, but something that's going to be the most successful event too. And I think having a successful event doesn't necessarily mean having the top 16 players all being there at the end. It's just a matter of having the right players there at the end, and they have to be good. It has to be fair. There has to be this sense of fairness that needs to be to be part of this whole system. But region locking, I think, does incorporate a potential for a more successful event.
I mean, it's hard to make everyone happy. That's the ultimate thing.
Yeah,
And at
I
the
mean,
end of the
yeah,
day,
if
you
not
fight in
everyone's
Korea,
going to be
dude,
happy.
if you fight it out in Korea, those top 4 players are the top 4 players in Korea. So
Yeah.
they're gonna win. I mean, and StarCraft 2 is it can be kind of crazy, just
Wait, does it-
variants and stuff. But they should be the winners, right? If they win Korea, so
Yeah.
if
Like-
if we're going by your argument, Mark, which is like a Code S, if you win Code S, you're the best player. Then that should be what happens, right? Whoever comes out of Korea should be the winner. So the rest of the slots, I mean, they can be filled by, people representing different countries and stuff like that. I think it's fine.
I mean, I can talk based on my perspective and my experience. And like, what excites me as a StarCraft fan is seeing the absolute highest level of play when I'm watching a tournament. Because then the game gets to a point where you can like actually dictate balance because you're literally seeing the best play with these races. And the games are so excited. They're so back and forth. And that's what was so exciting to me about this tournament. When I saw those 16 names, I'm like, oh my God, these are 16 of the best players. We are going to see some amazing StarCraft.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just my opinion, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not
And-
saying
and
anyone.
that's the thing.
You're fine to agree and disagree. That's what excites me about watching StarCraft.
So you're
Right,
telling me
that's-
you were less excited about, or we can't say the final.
That's okay.
What was your favorite semifinal?
Bomber, SOS, Jadong, Maru.
Yeah.
As a caster, from my perspective,
Bomber was
like
pretty bad actually. That Bomber series I thought was bad.
going.
no,
into
but like
kind of a
before
thing
it happened,
wasn't much
which
exciting.
one were you the most excited
Okay. Probably. I'm a Protoss player, so
about?
there's
SOS
some.
Bomber.
Like SOS Bomber was great, but then Jadong, I'm a Jadong fan. I've been following his story, and then Maru as well. Like
Following
it's hard.
his story. Okay.
All these guys have a lot of stories behind them. It's just you have to show these stories to the audience so that variable is
Okay.
less.
Okay, but besides the finals, Alec or Axel,
Yeah. Go.
Yeah.
when was the crowd the loudest before the finals?
Anytime Jadong was.
But hold on. You have to answer me. Which one of yours was your favorite semifinal? You didn't give a fuck about Bomber apparently, so I'll take Jadong Muru. So you're telling me you were more excited about Jadong Muru than you were excited for Sultki Naniwa?
Again, I'm talking about my personal.
Yeah. That's what I'm.
what I
asking
think. Naniwa, I wanted Naniwa to do well. I had an attachment to him, sure.
for. Yeah.
That's fine.
Did-
But were you more excited or not
What more excited for Naniwa?
for the
Even the two matches
semifinals?
again. What were the two matches? Sorry, I missed the second one.
It was Muru,
Jadong Muru,
Jadong,
yeah.
or
Right.
It was a
Naniwa
semifinal.
Sultki.
Yeah. So
I don't know. It's very close. It's very close.
I mean,
I don't know if I could.
But see,
I
it's
can tell.
very
Let
close,
me
even
tell you
though
my
he
reaction.
has the
Yeah.
best skills.
Let me
It's
tell you
very
my
close.
reaction.
Yeah, no, dude, I would
Because
love
it's
if
a
the
foreigner.
foreigners could make shit
Dude.
happen. I would love if that could
Dude,
happen. But
let-
I don't want to ruin the integrity of a tournament by throwing foreigners in a group of other people.
But it's
where they
not
don't
the,
necessarily-
so okay.
it's
So
their,
the
like-
integrity of a tournament, Axel, is determined by how
Yeah.
the tournament is formatted. So you can format
Sure.
it so that that does happen. And Des, just to give you my observation of being in that room, anytime they showed Naniwa's face, like just a picture of him on the screen, the crowd went wild there. Okay,
Oh, that's-
so
Yeah, it was the
whenever
same thing.
I'm not disagreeing with that.
whenever he played, that was my answer to the question of when was the crowd loudest besides the finals. It was when Naniwa played Sulky.
Oh.
It was, and then Jaedong,
Yeah,
kind of carried the
that's fine.
torch after Naniwa was out, right? And then the crowd, the crowd favorite was Naniwa from then on. I mean, was Jaedong from then on. But
Alex,
was-
in the finals
What's up?
of season 3 in Toronto,
Well,
people were
Ezra,
randomly
what's your-
cheering for Naniwa. Like,
Yeah. What's your point, man? I'm trying to understand your
my
point because I think we
point
agree
is
with each other.
that even though like it's nice to be on the internet and be like, I want to see the best, people
Sure.
they'll always root and they'll always be more interested in hometown heroes,
dude,
or
where's-
at least
Yeah,
people
I
that
agree
can
with
relate
that, and I'm
to
not
and
disagreeing with
speaks
that.
English, like Polt.
Yeah, I just don't like giving those people favor if you're talking about the integrity of a tournament, right? Like, just because, like, okay, some people like me, Axeltoss. Like, there's maybe 2 people out there who like me, which is fine. Those 2 people are going to say, oh, I want to see Axeltoss in the final, so let's get him in the fucking final. Like, a lot of people watching this show, they're calling for Destiny. They're like, where the hell is Destiny? Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? A lot of people like Destiny. That doesn't mean you throw Destiny into a final against Jaedong or SOS just because he has a lot of viewers, just because a lot of people like him. Sure, the story would be great, but it would ruin the integrity of the tournament.
But he wouldn't
and the
be in
skill
the
and quality.
finals if it's like region locking. You give you
It's still
you
it's still
switch
the
the
same
format.
formula, though.
Dude, if it's like region locking, right, and we have like literally no Koreans in EU and NA, you mix up the format to have like 3 or 4 EU, 2 NA, and then 10 Korean, and then the fucking NA and EU people in the finals they get fucking slaughtered. But at least people have someone to root for if they're fucking casual and all they see is Korean people and all they see is a fucking interview with
Right.
subtext.
Right.
The
Alright,
text
alright.
still
Sure.
all right.
Alright,
So-
I'll be
so the
back
issue is
in a
now-
minute.
Well, I think we all agree. Actually, it's
We
just
agree. Like,
I
we're
know,
agreeing. Like,
it's kind of funny.
See, the thing with me, like,
Yeah.
people are watching this right now, and they're starting to think about, okay, how can we make this the best? Because this is such a new industry. Esports is so new, and it's
Well,
like everyone's
the-
trying to figure out the right answer.
I mean, the thing you have to realize is that, and we've had Thorn on here too, and Thorn's given some pretty good counter arguments to mine, but the thing is that, me and you, Alex, and a lot of these other people like, Nathan and others in the chat right now, we're not necessarily the majority of the demographic.
I agree, and
You know what
I
I mean?
feel like
Like,
I feel
we're-
like I
we're-
used to be, and now I'm in
Yeah.
like I
We're
kind
kinda-
of filter.
We're kind of, I mean, we're kind of like the, I don't want to say elitist, but kind of sort, we're like the hardcore StarCraft people. So
We
we
are.
want to see the best play because,
So
well,
I mean, when I think about this, I think about football, I think about baseball, I think about all the other sports that I watch.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, what are we trying to figure out here? Are we trying to figure out how to get people to watch this? Are we trying to figure out how to make our famous people more famous? Are we trying to figure out how to,
well, here's a-
get the foreigners far? Or are we trying to find the best player in the world and really show what the best play is in a video
Well, I
game?
mean, like here's a decent example of another sport like basketball. I always give other sports. I know you guys are sick of it, but I'm going to do it anyways. Like basketball,
fine.
right?
Bring it
Like
in.
basketball.
Yeah.
Like, the San Antonio Spurs have been good for a long time, and they're boring as fuck to watch. Okay, I think a lot of people think that, and I think networks probably don't want like a very boring NBA Finals. And then like somebody like Miami Heat or somebody like the Lakers or something that have like very very hard marquee, they're more entertaining because of just the marquee players that they have, right? And it's kind of similar in this. Like we want those marquee players who are quote unquote our favorites to be in those positions because it makes the overall event more
course.
successful from a
And that's great.
perspective.
Everyone's going to have someone they're emotionally invested into. That's what makes esports great too, because that can actually happen. And that's fantastic.
Yeah,
Um,
so it's just something that has
but
to be
it's
worked
like-
out. And if we could just have
Like, that's something that's going to naturally happen, especially if the tournament organizers like really focus on telling the story of each of these players, really getting, and the commentators too. That's very important. really
But
getting the audience invested into these guys, and really caring about.
But the guys have done a decent job this year, Alex. Like they have, like the ESL guys I know, even the
Oh, I agree.
NASL
No,
team,
I'm not
they
saying they're
worked
not. I
really
think-
hard to get
Oh,
those
of course,
stories
I
out.
agree 100%. I agree 100%. Yeah.
But it's the community. We're just not receptive on a lot of those stories.
Sure.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's
I mean,
just-
everyone. Again, there's a lot of variables. Like, you can't blame anyone, obviously, and it's not a problem. It's just stuff that could get better and will get better, and that's what's exciting. Is like when you're watching all of this is like just the beginning, and it's only going to get better, kind of a thing. So.
Yep. All
Now
right,
we
let's
need
move
Destin
on.
to come in and say something negative. Where is he?
He
Destiny,
just
come-
texted me.
come-
He's around. I don't know where the hell he is though.
Come say something negative, Destiny. It's your time.
He's around. He just texted me, but I don't know if he's home or not. What the hell is that, dude?
It's New York, man. It's crazy.
Man, are they coming out? Are they
24/7.
coming for you? What the fuck, dude? Jeez. All right, let's move on to.
That's like the transition siren.
Exactly. Cut. It's the timer, right? All right, let's
Yeah.
move on to. Let's see what's next. We got.
Hey,
Is
why
MLG
is
next?
Heroes of the Storm not on your topic list? I'm
Heroes of the Storm?
disappointed.
We
Yes.
talked about it a little.
Oh, we could talk. We could talk. When you want to talk about it, Des?
Okay, so people are like negative because they're like fuck Blizzard, but it's like the most interesting MOBA I've ever seen in years. Like not having kills, not everyone contributing, not having like a personal agenda to have like a
I need to
fuckload of
play it.
items and carry your team. That seems like so fucking cool. It's like it's so much more objective based and it's so much more like communist maybe. It's like everyone works together. There's not like one rich guy. There's no 1%. It looks
That's kind of
so
cool. I still need to play. Look. What I love is creativity in video games, and that sounds like a really
Yes.
creative game. So I still have yet to play it, but go Blizzard.
The guy
Dude,
could. Who
how
could
could you have not played it? You
I
weren't
know.
there.
That's exactly what I said.
Dude,
That was.
What were you like? What's the point of paying
the line
$150?
was the line was so long. It was
No,
so
wait.
long.
Did you
Find a
have a
friend
a
and you
regular
know.
pass or did you have a press pass?
I had a press and a caster one.
Yeah, you should just.
I'm not gonna
you could
cut
go
people
straight.
though, dude.
That's
I'm
the
not-
whole
it's not-
point for us to be able to review that game, man.
I don't know. I feel bad if I cut people. It's fine. I'll play it eventually.
Hey, Wright's messaged me. I looked at Skype. I don't know what you're talking about, right? But yeah. So Heroes of the Storm. Yeah, I think we all agree that we kind of
Yeah,
like it. I mean,
I'm
we
excited
saw-
about it, dude.
Yeah.
Like honestly, I'm like Hearthstone is really cool too.
Yeah,
And all this
Hearthstone
stuff.
is awesome.
It's just Heroes of the Storm, different maps, so much diversity. I'm not sure if I like that it's on the StarCraft 2 engine. If that means the game comes out quicker.
Engine? Did you just say engine?
Well, what's the word?
That's fine.
Engine?
I like
StarCraft 2
that.
Engina?
Engine. Oh
Engine.
god, new word.
On the StarCraft 2
What
engine. Oh, fuck you guys. Anyway,
No,
I'm
it's
not sure I
fine.
like that. I wish they would have like pushed the boundary a little bit. But that's Blizzard, right?
Yeah,
What if they
yeah.
did it like on the Diablo 3 engine?
I'm looking forward to it.
And-
Everyone who's watching,
It
go
looked
play.
fine, Des. It was.
I'm just
it
saying
didn't
like
look-
that's the only thing negative I can go
It
about
actually looks
with this
great.
game.
It looked great.
Okay, well
So-
I'm hyped for it. Just
Yeah.
give it to me, Blizzard. Give me skins, and then
Yes.
add the skins into
I'm
StarCraft.
excited, dude. I'm a
Yeah.
gamer. I love, I love games. So I'm looking forward to it when I eventually
You-
get to play it. And I don't have to cut anyone. See, Desro's that guy who's like one of the players at a StarCraft tournament. There's like really excited fans in the front row that's like reserved, and then you go and kick them out. That's what you do, don't you?
What?
You can-
No.
Well,
What?
yeah, it's
No, I
the
mean,
same
if they
thing.
enjoy, if
It's
nobody,
the
if
same
they-
thing.
Okay, sure. Sure.
I don't know.
Hey, you know why we don't have skin in StarCraft 2? Because they can't do it because the shitty PCs wouldn't be able to do it. I say fuck
Yep.
the shitty PCs and give us skins.
Well, the shitty PCs is what the mainstream uses, so you don't want to alienate people.
Yeah, no, but
I guess
just
it would.
Legacy of the Void, just raise the requirement system. Say fuck you bitches.
Yeah.
I want
Yeah.
skins. I
It's like
fucking
you're
go to
playing a
BlizzCon
lot.
There
game,
will
they
be
said-
skins. Jeez, I
would
mean,
go
it's a
to
MOBA
BlizzCon
for
if there was
Christ's
a
sakes.
skin,
I
a
mean,
unique
Wait, I think he's talking about
for
StarCraft.
whatever
He's talking about
unit.
StarCraft.
oh,
you talking about
StarCraft,
StarCraft?
StarCraft.
Yeah, for StarCraft.
It's gonna
yes.
take a guys. I mean,
Desro's gonna be the guy playing with the capes, and he's gonna cause his opponent's shitty PC to crash when they play.
we just
But-
got StarCraft 2 Arcade for free. Okay, man, one step
Dude,
at a
that's
time.
awesome. Yes.
Yes.
Metaphors.
And free custom games too, or free. I think you can play free 1v1s and stuff like that.
Yeah, the new free to play is really cool. I'm impressed by Blizzard.
I love how Steven isn't here to start being negative.
Exactly.
This is amazing. This is how unfiltered.
We're
should
negative
be. This is
enough. What do
great.
you mean? We don't need them. We don't
You
need
know,
them
you
here today.
know, you know. Steven always said like, in his post about Legacy of the Void, StarCraft will die. He said we need casuals to play arcade. Then once I heard that it was free to play, I went to him and I said, "Hey, why don't you do subs game now that it's free to play to help StarCraft 2?" He's like, "Fuck that, I'm lazy."
Hey,
So
why
can
don't
we
you?
start calling-
Why
Hey,
doesn't
hey,
he
hey,
show
I have
up
an
on
idea.
Wednesday
I have an
night
idea.
sprites one of these days?
I have an idea. Can we start calling this group like the Destiny Therapy Group
Oh my god!
to bring it back?
He's too stubborn. He would lose money changing his ways. So
No,
we
Just
have
like
to
he would lose
respect
money.
his
Just like he
stubborn-
would lose money going back to StarCraft 2, right?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Okay.
It's not the same.
Right. Moving on. Enough Steven talk. We're talking Axel now. So MLG Axel.
Rip in
Yes.
pieces.
rip ML. Well, rip
was a good
Axel
run.
and MLG Axel. I guess as we can put it. So
It was a good run.
how you feeling? How you feeling about it? Did you see
Why-
it coming?
You know what? I'm happy.
Wait. Why now? Like they
I
like
gotta fix your camera. Your camera's like
why
to the
now?
side. Hold on.
My
Let me
bad.
fix-
because there's no MLG until next year, but there was no StarCraft at this MLG, so why now? They just wanted to see if it was sustainable.
It was. I'm trying to remember what's public. Like, what's public? Like, what do you know, desRow? I don't know what you know. I'm trying to understand your perspective.
We know
They-
MLG's
oh.
dropping StarCraft altogether, right, Des?
Right. I mean,
Uh,
no, the MLG's just going in a different direction. That's all it is. Like,
Yeah.
there's no story. It was a good run. It was a lot of fun. If I could do it again, I would. A great experience. I got to do a lot of really cool stuff.
Yeah.
And now it's time for the next chapter.
But Sundance posted on subreddit, like when people were like, "Yeah, you guys, Axlav, you're doing an awesome job," and then Sundance came in and
Yep.
he was like, "Yeah, we're not done, but not for this year."
Well, I guess the question is
From what
are
I
they?
know-
Do you know if they're going to be replacing you guys?
MLG is trying to find their identity in esports. From what I know.
No, that
Like,
makes sense.
like,
They
have
all-
you seen? Like, I can say this. I think. Have you seen Esports Report?
No,
Yep.
You seen that?
Yeah.
That's a big focus for MLG right now. They have a lot of people working on it. It's a really cool project. They're going for
Yeah,
a
but-
weekly show.
Everybody trying to be ESPN
And
of esports, man.
But they always have
Right.
this midlife crisis. They did that in 2012, and then they fucking fired everyone like after Christmas. Like
I
fuck
can only talk
Stasher.
on my. I can only. Yeah,
Yeah, but
I hear you.
it's
I
They
can
had
only
a great
talk on
team.
my.
They had a
perspective.
really good
my-
team at MLG when they did that, by the way. But you know, whatever.
Yeah.
But so
from what I. Yeah, go on. Sorry.
no, what were you gonna say there?
From what I see, MLG is trying to find their identity, and I, wherever I go, I'm going to try to help them too. So,
All right, so
You know.
let me ask you a question about just now that WCS is concluded for 2013, and
Yep.
you guys did season 1 for it, and it was
We did.
it was
did.
crazy. Let's just being nice. It was a pretty crazy time, and you were having to do a lot of, I feel like, damage control when it comes to community and the Reddit, in Reddit and things like that.
Yep.
Just because you guys are kind of the face, even though you guys don't make the decisions, but you're kind of the face, given that
sure.
you're casting for the StarCraft 2 portion of it, you and Axeltoss or Axelab. So how was that whole experience for you during that time? And like now that you can talk, we never got a chance to talk to you about any of that and how you
I know,
really actually
of
feel
course.
about it. So tell us
Yeah,
just all that's like how you feel about all that.
It was a whirlwind. It was a whirlwind of confusion, of experience, of
Emotions?
motivational issues. Like it was tough, but it was great at the same time. Like again, it was a situation where WCS stopped happening. It went to NASL, so something happened there. And then it moved into Columbus not being able to happen because of the clashing with Red Bull. And then it was
Yeah.
a situation where MLG was
wait, but
finding
why?
themselves.
Why? Is the Red Bull thing like? I'm going to WCG in China, right? There's IEM in Singapore
Yeah.
and fucking DreamHack in the same weekend. Like,
Look, I can't talk on reasons or whatever because
But-
I don't know all
but-
the reasons. I wasn't told
but it
everything.
wasn't like you can't do it. It was like, well, it's not worth it to do it if, right? Or you can.
Again, I can't talk on I can only talk on my perspective. And I was in the position where, you know, we didn't have WCS anymore. I didn't necessarily know MLG didn't necessarily know their identity. We're still trying to find out where MLG is going with all this, and you know, still trying to come up with content because I feel like there was an expectation that we still wanted viewers. We still wanted to make awesome StarCraft 2 content. We still wanted MLG to retain StarCraft 2 or at least.
Yeah, the YouTube.
And you guys
stuff-
have. I mean, you guys have been like the last few months, and then it's like,
And yeah, I'm proud of that. I'm definitely proud of what we were able to do. You know, it was really tough. It was me, Nick, and production guy here and there, but and you know, Sundance has appreciated this. MLG has appreciated this from us, and they have expressed that they appreciate that. But you know, as far as if we're relating this back to us being gone now, MLG has decided that they're going in a bit of a new direction, or they're trying to again figure out their identity. They're not done with covering StarCraft at all. That's not the
But-
thing. It's just from what I know, and again, this is stuff that I think is public and that you can kind of see from the outside looking in. More focus on esports report stuff, event coverage, which is fine, which is great.
But you tell us when you got hired. Like, what was the purpose? It was for.
Okay.
Was it for March? For.
I was hired to cast StarCraft 2 for the MVP Invitational. That was my senior year of college. I was about a month in, and I had to decide if I wanted to move to New York City, and I said yes, and then I moved, and then we did the MVP Invitational. From there, the talks, we actually had China, the World Championships last year, which me and Nick went to and casted, and then we had WCS America Season 1, and then that brings us to
Hey,
today.
you're
So it's
forgetting
pretty big.
like the most awesome tournament of all time, the MLG. That was one of my most favorite one. The
Major League
MLG,
Gaming versus Pro League? MVP?
No. The first MLG this year with
it was
Flash
in
versus
Dallas.
Light.
Dallas was.
Yeah, Dallas.
This-
That was the
But
biggest.
This
That was-
16
but
person.
the online content was fucking amazing.
You liked
guys
that?
killed
Yeah, that was
it.
good, wasn't it? I thought it was good too. Thank you. I
Yes.
thought that was really good.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
So
don't-
for people who don't, for people who don't remember what that was, we had online qualifiers where it was literally show match 4 matches, or excuse me, what did I just say? Show match format, where the winners of the show matches would advance to the Dallas tournament,
right.
and that was a lot. That was a great tournament. That was a lot of fun.
All right, so you're not gonna say much.
I mean,
You're not gonna say much.
I can
Let's
talk.
see where
I wasn't informed on everything that happened. Like a lot of my stuff is guessing, and I'm not going to provide opinions based on guesses. Like I will provide opinions based on facts that I know, based on my experience, kind of a thing. If that makes sense.
Right. Okay. All right.
So.
But so last question: was it a surprise? Like, did you guys know? Is this was like 2 weeks coming or a month coming that you guys were gonna get let go? Or
I kind of had a feeling. I was kind of like, I'm always going to have a backup plan. I'm always going to prepare for, you know, things that may happen. And I thought it was kind of approaching that point, which is fine. Again, I wouldn't take back what I did. It was a great experience. But yeah, I did have a feeling, but I was a little bit surprised when I walked in and it happened. So.
yeah. All right. All right. Let's move on. We got.
Yay! Woo! Looking forward to the future. Esports.
All right, talking about future, talking about something to deal with, NA. We got good old Shoutcraft America with TB Jenna, and them announcing that, and then I don't know why there was like a little backlash with it. I don't even know, but TB released a few other threads, I guess, talking about it too. But yeah, or what do you guys think? Ting is obviously their sponsor. The price pool is a little bit less this time around, which I guess covers the expenses that they talked about at the last one, which I think they concluded that it wasn't really worth it given how much it cost. So now it's more reasonable, new sponsor, and it looks like they're going to be running it a little bit differently, but overall it's the same kind of principle. They are ruling out any Koreans that are staying in the U.S. For the most part with the rules. So what do you guys think?
I love it, but they fucked up
Esports.
the dateline is the most retarded thing right now. Me, Suppy, Xenocider, Angelus, Ghoster User, Scarlet Huck, are all going to be at WCG DreamHack IEM. So we'll take
Yeah,
me out
that's
of the
pretty crazy.
equation. Take
Well, that's
me out
good.
of
I mean,
the
so you're-
equation,
so
and
let me
that's
get
the
this
top
straight.
7.
It's clearing the path for Steven to win it, man. That's the
So
goal, dude.
So desRow, if I'm hearing this right, you're a pro player, you're traveling, you have a great time at these events, and you're making some money while you're at it. This tournament is more for those people who are like don't necessarily get to travel. and they're
No,
trying to make
no,
themselves
no,
no.
no.
This is for what then?
So you're telling me
Okay.
the population of
Oh, boy.
StarCraft
I mean,
knows
well,
about
Chris, I love
Xenocider.
your opinion.
You,
Chris,
you
I love
the population of StarCraft knows about Angelisk, knows a little bit more about Gosu User, knows a little bit more about Suppy. Are you sure you can
Okay.
say that for Rock and Scarlet because they're milking money, they're swimming, they're like Scrooge McDuck, but for the rest of those that I named, they need the exposure. So I don't care if you want to see Ladder Bob 25 make top
Chris.
7 and get
Yeah.
some exposure. We need our good players to be known. They're struggling.
Okay, so.
Chris, go ahead.
Oh man, so my opinions on it's been it's been kind of teetering like this a lot because you know me, I've always been all about up and coming players in NA, particularly in NA, just for as long as I've been doing this, like almost 2 years now, right? And seeing guys like Fear Dragon doing his thing right now,
Yes, that
really
thing is
cool thing,
amazing.
really
Fear
cool
Dragon's
thing,
awesome.
and
Okay, go
it's
on,
great
Chris.
that he's doing it. But I do have to say, like, I totally support helping up and coming players. But to Dez's point, the players that are known and are good that are in NA right now, they're struggling too, and so they need it honestly just as much as we need.
Yeah.
It's really hard because we need to grow the people that are kind of known
I'm
still.
I'm hearing that these players are traveling to these tournaments. They're making these decisions to travel, probably paid for by their team, to get exposure on the stage to actually play on the main stage, kind of a thing. Like, I don't know if this tournament is necessarily for them. I mean,
Okay.
does that make sense? Like,
Yeah, well,
maybe
what
now
do you
I,
think?
as
No.
Axeltoss, can fucking show how I can destroy everyone with my Protoss, and then I'll
Right.
win the tournament.
No,
and
but
I'll win
think,
the 5,000.
but think of this, Alex, okay, or Axel. Think of this.
Yes,
The scenario that
okay.
we want is we want the established names, obviously to have a
Right.
chance to win these tournaments, and then we want the up and comers to upset these established names.
Exactly.
Right? That's how you grow people, right? It's
You're right, and I'm for
Look who's here.
opportunities for
Oh my
everyone,
god.
rather than just
Oh
focus on-
my god. Look
You can't
who's
just
here.
come late and
Fucking A.
I heard Axeltoss is gonna be here, and I'm not gonna lie, I was just like, F that shit.
Oh my god.
kind of expect that.
Alright,
Steven,
man.
where's your cat, man? Where's your cat?
Alright, Steven's been relegated to guest this week.
When did we start? Dude, my
You
comprehension
started at
of time
4,
zones-
man. What the fuck?
I thought we were starting like in 4 minutes.
Bro, you were
Wait, so
supposed
far
to
when?
stream
Have you
it
been on for
before
What the
Easter.
fuck?
You were
This is
2
the
hours
show's
late.
almost done, dude.
I'm late for my stream. I didn't think I'd be late for the show.
Oh my god. Alright, you're gonna be in the extra slot here. Oh man.
Anyway, I forgot what we were talking about, but
We were talking about
opportunities for everyone. And like the thing that excites me the most about this tournament is that Ting
Shoutcraft.
is
We're
getting
talking about
involved.
Shoutcraft, Steven.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
They're
Ting
killing
is
us.
like
Right now.
I've talked. They're an amazing company, so it's
Ting?
great to see them involved. Yeah,
Do you use them?
yeah.
Hold on.
Actually, they. Oh, sorry. They actually approached me about.
What the
They're like with the money, and I hooked them up with Total Biscuit. So.
Oh.
And they're sending me a phone, so it's like it's Ting is
Sending you a
fantastic.
phone?
Yeah, they're sending me. Dude, their service is actually pretty cool. I'll be
Okay,
honest.
alright.
I'm actually gonna switch to it, and I don't bullshit.
You're gonna switch to it, okay.
Yeah, man.
I don't know
So
what the hell we're gonna do
I'm,
now.
I'm excited about more companies getting involved, and I'm excited about Total Biscuit really embracing that. And it's
Yeah.
cool because Ting said that they're gonna come back. I know Nathanius uses Ting as well. They're a really cool company, so that's what excites me.
So I don't even know what
Go
we're gonna do
Shoutcraft.
with Steven here back.
Steven, I kept fighting for you with region locking, and then Axeltoss wasn't into it. He wants the
I
best
think,
players.
I don't know if Steven's here anymore, man.
You lose him
Let's see.
again?
No, he has to do something. I think right before.
Oh man.
He's on Skype. It's just Okay, well, Shoutcraft America, it's gonna be. I mean, it's gonna
gonna
be
be
based
fun.
on the ladder again, which is cool. I mean,
Like
anything
imagine if it
What
didn't exist. How about
what
that?
do you guys think
It
about?
didn't.
about what?
Exist a week ago,
Okay.
so I'm happy.
If it's
Anyway, go on. Sorry.
all gonna come down to
He's
region
talking.
locking.
You might be talking. Oh,
What?
can you
Me?
repeat that one more time? Yes,
I
desRow,
said
sorry.
if Shoutcraft wasn't a thing, then people would retire quicker. It's all gonna come down to region locking. What?
If we
What-
had
what-
more
what-
Shoutcrafts, that
Okay, so you're telling me you fucking won Red Bull with one slot for NA, and then no MLGs, and then no NASL is fucking glorious, and then everyone should become a pro gamer. That's what you're telling me right now.
no, I didn't say that.
But then don't laugh off when I
No,
say
what I'm
that
trying to say is-
Shoutcraft
No,
makes
no,
it
no, no.
that we're not going to retire as quickly because there's a tiny bit of hope that we hang on to.
No, what I'm trying to say is that having these Shoutcrafts and having them be successful will just lead to
And
more
the
of these.
sponsors and the
It'll lead to
sponsors
more
involved.
of these. Des.
Yes.
And then
Yes, but I'm telling you from a player's perspective, Shoutcraft makes it so that we're not going to retire as quickly as it's going to be.
and that's good, right?
Yeah, of
Okay,
course that's good.
okay. I mean, we're all
yeah,
agreeing. I don't know why we're arguing. We all
I don't
agree.
know.
It's all
But
good.
but
Happy
you guys
family.
laugh. You guys laugh. You can't laugh about that.
It's
No,
the way
I thought
you're
you were
putting
saying
it.
the
It's
opposite,
scary,
dude.
man.
I thought you were saying the
It's
opposite.
life support. We used to be
It's-
on top, the any scene. EU were like a bunch of gypsies, and we used to be on top. We had the MLGs, we had the NSL, and now we got nothing, man.
Wow.
Okay.
It's
Thank
true.
No,
We need to
Don't-
talk.
don't you-
I need to give you a motivational speech. That's what I need to do.
All right, let's
So
hear.
you're,
hear it.
how many tournaments are you traveling to, desRow, over the next? You were just talking about how you can't play in this ladder tournament because you're traveling so much.
It's the end of the year, man. It's the last thing, and then it starts in March or February.
So
For
what are these
Europe, it
tournaments-
doesn't stop, but
What can you name the tournaments again that you're going to?
it's WCG in China.
WCG.
Yes.
Is that the one we're talking about? Was that the main one?
There's three ones. There's IEM, all on the same weekend. IEM, DreamHack, and WCG.
Oh, I see what you're saying. It's just the more opportunities, the better. Is my opinion.
Yes.
Like, the ultimate fix to this, and I'm not sure if it's possible. It might be, is having multiple systems in place. So there's multiple options for income and revenue for the players. Like Steven and you guys have an interesting part of the market in that you can turn your stream on and you can play commercials and get a nice revenue. Like, that's one source. Another source is Shoutcraft America. Another source is WCS. So rather than saying, okay, let's dilute the best tournament in the world and inject region locking kind of a thing, wouldn't it be better if just more of these opportunities popped up? That's what excites me the most about Shoutcraft America, is that
Yes.
this is Ting, a great company that is getting creative with their marketing. They're wanting to invest into the North American scene. They're wanting to invest in esports, and they see Shoutcraft and like, okay, it's a great opportunity. Then Total Biscuit gets involved. He goes all in with it. He's working hard on it, and then Shoutcraft America happens, sponsored by Ting, and they're going to get so many views. And at the end of the day, after everything is counted up, Ting, like I've been talking, they're very happy, and they're going to continue to be happy because of this. And that means they
that's
might
good.
invest more money, which might in turn, like, who knows, maybe a company will see this and be like, oh, this actually works, let's invest more money. So it's like, I
I was just
be positive.
pointing out.
Be positive.
Yeah. Well, I guess
Be
I
positive,
didn't.
because good
I-
things are happening. These are all good
Yes.
things, all things considered. These are great things, man.
Yes, I agree. Let's.
And I want you to go. I want you to win out everything, desRow. And I think you're good enough. I really do. You've been practicing hard. You've been working on your
Yes.
builds.
Look at this.
You've
Look
been-
at this pep talk.
Come on, man. You got this. You can do it. Like, I
Thank
know
you.
you're kind
Thank
of
you.
you're hindering yourself a little bit, hindering your practice by playing with Destiny. But I understand you're doing that for your exposure, not necessarily to get better. Which I understand.
It's
Again,
for mental health. It
Right,
makes me happy,
exactly.
so I play better.
discussion, yes, perfect. Psychological, it's therapy. It's fine.
Yes.
But these are all good things, all things considered. Let's be happy.
So about Homestory
Esports!
Cup?
So, Home
Yeah,
story.
esports.
All right, home story. Alright.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk home story. It's going on right now. You guys
Yeah.
should be watching it while you're watching this.
Yes,
St-
Stefano beats Todd 2-1.
oh,
Stefano's.
no.
Wait,
God.
hold on. Stefano's back. Let's talk about that for a second.
He's not back. He just.
Oh, no, you guys understand. If he can beat Todd 2-1, he can make it out of his group. That's pretty good. That's what, like top 16
Oh man.
for like a retired player. That's that.
He's played at Todd. Dude, Todd hasn't been playing nearly as much.
Retire is
this
such a
year.
silly term to me. I'm sorry. It's
But he's
Steven
not
said
coming
he's
back. I mean,
retired.
this is. I
And
think he
then
replaced
Steven-
Polt. He replaced Polt in the tournament. He lives really close by. Or
Wait,
like
why
a
didn't
few-
Folt go? Was there any story about that?
I can't
I saw
remember.
Manuel.
And I'm not sure what the details of that is, but the
What do
Stefano
you mean you
replaced.
can comment? It's unfiltered.
I
If
don't-
you know
I-
something,
Unfiltered.
I don't know
say
anything. I don't know anything.
Yeah,
I just
I
know
see,
that
I
Polt
need-
can
I-
make it.
Look, for me, I need to warm up to saying stuff because I've been in a position with LMG where I can't necessarily say stuff. So I need to ease into it, guys. If you're asking me to be unfiltered, it'll get there.
Ease
but I gotta
into it.
be
We're
careful.
almost done, man.
I gotta
We're
ease into it, man.
almost done.
I gotta ease into it.
Steven, where the hell? We gotta get at least Steven's input on something today.
Yeah,
I
Where
don't know
is
what
he?
happened, man.
Steven's like whatever. It's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, well, home story. Yeah, Des. Anything else? I haven't watched a ton of it, unfortunately.
Symbol qualified for the Korean qualifier again. That's
Okay,
That's very good. With
I mean, a
all
lot
the
of good
players.
players. A lot of good players there.
Not,
Get
not
in
too
here,
many
Steven.
Koreans.
Jeez.
Okay, it's unfiltered. And Control made a joke about Zinho retiring, and then Nazgul made a statement about Zinho not retiring. And then Zinho got owned 0-2. So is he going to retire or not? That's the real question everyone's asking.
I don't.
It's no,
Okay.
but let's talk about it though, because he was doing poorly.
Why do
and then
we
he was
wait? Why
like-
do we care,
I know,
man?
why do we
Why
care?
can't we talk about?
No, but
Why can't we talk
but
about?
it's so.
Why can't we
No,
talk
but
about the
it's-
play?
Wait, hold on. I know you want to be
I
positive,
don't
but
want to
it's so
talk
weird.
about a player retiring or not retiring. Like,
No,
He can
but
make
that's
his
not
own
what I want to
decision.
talk about. That's not what I
What do you want to
No,
talk
because he was
about
doing
then?
poorly, and then he told Nazgul, "I don't want to play in team leagues. I don't want to use Twitter. I don't want to stream until I do better." Like, if you
Okay.
were in Nazgul's shoes, like you have to respect the player, but that's like suicide. Like, that's like so bad. Like, no one has heard of Zinho in so long, and then he comes out in 0-2. Like, but would you if you were Nazgul, would you let Zinho go dark like that if he was doing poorly? Here's my question to you.
I didn't follow the situation, so I can't comment on the matter. Sorry.
I just explained it to you, but it's okay. You'll be unfiltered
I mean,
another day.
it's
Another day.
yeah.
Like,
I don't know. the
I'm looking
CBS
at home
situation.
story,
I mean,
but
it's-
that's an issue between a team and the player, and it's like they'll figure it out. Like, that doesn't have to be
Well,
public
well, the
anyway.
one thing I can
Like,
say
why
is
is
that,
that- why is
it's
that
probably a
public?
bad sign. Okay, like whenever there's any kind of talk about a player about to retire or not going to retire, and then like their team has to come out and say he's not retiring, it usually means that eventually it's probably going to happen in like a few months or something,
Yeah.
or a year. You know, it's usually not a good sign, right? Like it's kind of one of those things where there's smoke, there's fire, kind of thing, right? So, you know, who knows? No idea what the current situation is with Zinho, and only those guys know. But
I think it's I think it's great that Scarlett qualified through her group in Group C.
yeah, there you go.
How about that? How about
Yeah,
that?
she was casting. And
What do you
Yeah,
think
she was
about that?
casting too. That's cool.
She was into it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And look at Baby Knight going 2-0 in his group. Look at that, taking out
Oh
Hasu.
yeah, beating Symbol. I watched the games. Fucking
Symbol?
bored roaches.
Dude,
They're
that
scary,
third game.
man.
Oh yeah. Oh, Burrowed Roaches are scary. But no, we can talk about Zinho. That's fine. So Zinho.
Now you
and his
wanna talk
manager
about
had-
Oh my
so
god.
so yeah, no, okay, yeah. Let's talk about. See, do you get my point though? Like,
Yeah, no.
Warming up, man. I had to warm him up.
No, but
I'm the fluffer here,
my
dude.
point
I'm the
was,
fluffer
you
here.
get the shit out of the way, and then you hype after. So you you put the shit on the ground, and then you pile the awesomeness over it. You don't do the awesomeness first, and then pile some shit. You know?
Oh shit. All right, come on. Let's hear it. Let's hear it, Axel. What the?
what are we hearing?
Yeah. Okay. You fucking. I'll talk there. All right. That's enough for home story. We're supposed to We're supposed to have Steven here to talk about some planetary annihilation, Des, but
what is that? What is
I'm
planetary
not sure.
annihilation?
It's like excited, but I still.
he's
I
like
haven't Googled it.
fapping all over planetary annihilation, some new RTS game that's, I don't know. It looks kind of like it's not really like CNC, but it has the military feel, right? Military RTS feel. Steven, get in here. What the hell are you doing in chat and you're not in here? Get in here.
How do I play it? Is he in
Has he said
chat?
something in chat?
He's like in his chat. He's not in here. He's such a loser, man. Such a loser. I don't even know what it is, so we can't even talk about it. Great segment.
Woo! Woo! Oh yeah, I don't know what planetary.
So he's going to be
annihilation is.
streaming Planetary Annihilation, guys. So
Oh, sick.
get ready. Get ready.
Get ready.
All right, let's do some viewer Q&A. How about that? How about viewer Q&A?
Yes. Viewer Q&A.
He's going to come.
Dude,
in
where's
just in time
Steven?
to-
Wait,
I don't
seriously,
know.
can you at least get him in here for viewer Q&A?
He's doing an embargo because you took a shit on him when he was playing in your MLG beta map tests.
Oh, shoot. Oh, God.
I gave him
I'm
so
just-
much shit during that tournament. It's so funny. Did you make that up, Desra, or is that true? Because that was
I
hilarious.
don't know. I mean, I totally made that up. No, I was poker
Look at
face.
Desra, you should play poker more. It's impressive.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, so,
let's do a vote. Who thinks? I personally think Steven has what it takes to qualify for Shoutcraft.
I do too.
Oh,
How
guys in
much
the
time
chat
does he have? How much time does he have?
it's
He
the end
has
of the month.
until-
It's 15 days. He's very
15
stubborn.
days.
So
Ooh, that's tough.
he's very stubborn and he plays a lot. So it can happen if he adapts quickly.
That's
if,
pretty.
If he's a chameleon, and then he
If
does
he
it.
has desRow coaching him through every single game.
Nah, he doesn't need me that much.
Okay, so let me
It's
see.
possible.
Axel, now that you're not working at MLG, could you be a pro league caster?
Right now, I'm.
Yes, yes.
I just want to stay in
Sell all
esports.
your belongings.
I don't know what I'm gonna do necessarily, but I'm happy. I'm happy to see what opportunities present themselves. Is the thing. It's exciting. Is the thing. Yeah.
All right, next question for you. Will you and Axelav maintain your partnership brand in the same way that Artosis and Tasteless have maintained their brand?
I don't know, honestly.
I wanna follow up on that. Why don't you guys? I know it wouldn't be sustainable, but why don't you guys continue to do some of the courage you guys were doing in MLG, but do it in the apartments or whatever?
We're considering lots of things. I'm having a lot of conversations right now, so I'm just really excited for what's coming. I don't know what's coming, but
Well, that's
we'll
good to
see.
be excited.
He's already
believe it.
prepared for the I mean, look at that PR statement right there, man. That is.
Look at
No,
Wait,
no, no,
look
no,
at
no,
what?
no. But though, it's like you have to look at it positively, even if the odds are very bad. Because otherwise
Yeah.
you're not going to be motivated and you're going to be sad. There's no point being all sad and negative and be sorry about yourself or with yourself or whatever.
Yep, exactly. If I think too much about shit that has gone wrong, like
Yeah.
I thought I'd be in Ireland right now. By the way.
Oh, yeah.
That was this week. Or that
Yeah,
was this weekend.
somebody was asking
Did
about
they-
that. What
did
happened
they
with that?
scam
It just
people?
felt.
Yeah.
It just canceled. It got canceled last minute. This
I heard
this
it was a
NoobCon
scam.
thing, right? NoobCon.
I'll tell my side of the story very briefly.
Well, it was
I
a con
got
for
an
sure.
email. Yeah, I got an email 3 months ago or whatever from the guy, and he's like, "Hey, do you want to come to Ireland?" So this is me Axeltoss. Like I've seen a lot of these before. I'm like, okay, whatever. So I disregard it. I email him like, okay, I don't know who you are, blah blah blah. And then we spend like literally 20 emails back and forth. I'm trying to decide if this is a thing or not. And I'm like, okay, well I guess you can book my ticket. I'm not gonna say no to a free Ireland trip, whatever. And then he booked my ticket. He booked it, and I got Nick involved too. He booked our tickets, and then last Thursday, the day I arrived to BlizzCon, I still had my ticket booked to Wednesday, and I got an email from him saying that it's a no-go.
So he canceled
they
your
ran
ticket?
it.
Well, at least it didn't. It didn't cost.
He
you
said,
that.
no,
Did he-
dude, I had great, I'm so confused about it all, because I had great interactions with the guy. He seemed like a great guy. And he's like, yeah, man, if you still want to come, we're not going to cancel your ticket. You can still come hang out. This is something we didn't want to have to do. Yeah, we have to
But
do
why
it.
didn't you do it? I mean, it was like either go to Ireland
not
or
gonna-
be on Unfiltered. Why? Just go visit Ireland.
Dude, screw you, Des, man. Screw you.
the reason I was going was for a vacation, yes, but it was mostly because of the event. Like, and I would feel bad because people booked their tickets and stuff and were expecting it, and I would feel bad if I was going and enjoying Ireland or whatever. But then on the back of my mind, it's those people who who had to cancel their stuff, who had to postpone, who were really looking forward to it. But then
there he
so-
is.
yeah,
There he is.
Steven, what are you thinking about that? Thanks for joining us.
Steven's frozen.
He's frozen.
You frozen, man.
It's better frozen than not here, right?
What the fuck? Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but your
Yeah.
cam's frozen.
Why the fuck?
All right, Steven's
Alright.
got the naughty corner today.
Fuck you, dude. Am I unfrozen yet?
You're a circle in space.
Circle in space, still
Circle
loading.
in space.
Yo, fuck this
Still
call.
Fuck this call, dude.
Oh no, he's back. He's back.
Come on,
Steven's
load,
mad.
load.